Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Samir and I am the data analyst of this group of Mohammad Faizan, Monica, Rehane Bhage and I. In this video, we're going to talk about data visualization of Staples sales. In this video, we're also going to cover the introduction, project structure, business problem, data cleaning, visualization, and the summary. Let us just have a brief introduction of our data set. Staples Incorporation is an American office retail company. The company focuses on sales of three different categories of products, including technology, furniture, and office supplies. In this presentation, we are going to analyze revenue as well as net profit the company gained from selling products to four different groups of customers. We are also going to explore the data set to perceive the most profitable category of products sold, number of orders, and number of customers in different states of America in the year 2015. The primary data set used for this analysis is taken from data.world using the following link, which consists of 1952 rows along with 27 columns. The project architecture of our project would be figuring out the initial data, cleaning the collected data, and then the data visualization and final dashboard. Let us have a look at our business problem. In the month of April, predictions were made about profits that the increase in sales would result in increase of profits. The following problems are needed to be addressed based on the same at the end of June. Values of sales and profits every month in the first half of the year, segment-wise sales according to different product category, and region-wise sales. Hence, the data narrative that best fits to explain our problem statement and that will be used in our dashboard is prophecy. At the end of our presentation, we will figure out if the prophecy is positive or negative. Now, I'm handing over the presentation to our data scientist, Monica, who will walk you through the data cleaning, cleansing, and predicting process.
Thank you so much, Samir. This is Monica as a data scientist. So let's start with the data cleaning. Here I have imported pandas, numpy, datetime, and some scikit-learn libraries to clean and transform the dataset. Also, I have used matplotlib and seaborn library to analyze the different patterns in the dataset. First, I have used pandas read CSV method to import the raw dataset. So let's first start understand the raw dataset. Here we can see the given dataset is having 1952 rows and 27 columns, where sales is the dependent variable or the target variable of the dataset, and the rest 26 variables are known as the predictor variables. Here I have used pandas columns attribute to check the list of all columns in the dataset. So first we have row ID, order priority, that is high, medium, low and critical order priorities, discount, unit price which shows the price of different commodities, shipping cost, customer ID, customer name, ship service that includes regular or express delivery, ship medium, that is air or truck, customer segment, product category, product subcategory, product container, product name, product base margin, country, region, state or province, city, postal code of the area, order date, ship date, profit, quantity ordered new, sales and order ID. I have then used pandas dtypes method to check the data type of all columns in the dataset. Here we can see the data type of order date and ship date is given in integer format. So for visualization purpose, these columns needs to be transformed into correct datetime format. After checking the data type of all columns, it is important to check the missing values in the dataset. So for this purpose, pandas isNull function is used. We can see that the product base margin column is having 16 missing values. So these values needs to be replaced with the mean of this product margin column so that no data is wasted. For dealing with the missing values in the product base margin column, I have calculated the mean of the column, which turned out to be 0.51. Now this average is used to replace the null values in the product base margin column. Now I have again used Panda's isNull method to check the null values in the product base margin. Now we can see the product base margin column is not having any null values. After treating the null values, I have used Panda's drop method to drop row ID, customer ID, order ID and postal code columns from the dataset as we do not require them for further analysis. Here I have used Panda's shape function to check the dimensionality of the data frame. So now we can see the dataset is now having 23 columns after dropping the ID columns and postal code from the dataset. Now let's start with the data formatting part. As we know, the data type of order date and ship date is an integer format which is not appropriate for visualization, and this needs to be changed into correct date time format. So for this purpose, I have used timestamp method from the datetime library to change the data type from integer to datetime format. Here we can see the order date and ship date columns now have the correct datetime format. After formatting the dataset, I have transformed the ship service and ship medium column and merged them into a new column named ship mode using Panda's concatenate method. Then I have used tail method to display the last 5 rows of the new column. Then I have used Panda's drop function to drop ship service and ship medium columns from the original dataset as we have combined their content into the ship mode column. Now let's start with exploratory data analysis. First, I have used Panda's describe function to get the statistical summary of the dataset. Here we can see the standard deviation of the profit in sales is relatively high, which means there is high divergence from the mean or the average value of these columns. Apart from this, the data for unit price, shipping cost, profit and sales seems to be skewed to the right as their mean value is more than their median value. Here I have created heat map to know the relationship between the different variables in the dataset. The darker shade of the heat map shows the strong positive correlation, while the lightest shade signifies the strong negative correlation among variables. So for this reason, we need to pay more attention to these darker areas. Here we can see there is high positive correlation between profit and unit price. And we also have high positive correlation between profit and sales. After that, I have created histograms for all variables in the dataset. Here it can be seen that the data is evenly distributed to some extent in product base margin column, while in the case of shipping cost, profit, quantity order new and sales, the data is skewed to the right. I then created bar chart to get more insights from the dataset. Here the x-axis displays the product category in terms of different customer type, while the y-axis shows the sales generated from these products. Here, as we can see, most of the sales are generated from furniture product category, and most of these furniture is purchased by individual customers. Apart from this, in technological product category, most of the technological products are purchased by the corporate customer type. Here I have developed the prediction model for the company which can be used to predict the future sales. So for this purpose, I have taken discount, unit price, shipping cost and profit columns as the independent variables as they have strong impact on the sales of the company. I have then used training and testing method to split the data into training and testing samples, which will be used in making the final prediction model for the company. So this is the final multiple regression equation that I have created for the company to predict its future sales. Now I will hand it over to my colleague to explain the visualization part.
Thank you so much, Monica, for explaining the code. I'm Rayhana and I'm the business analyst of the group. As Monica already covered all the coding parts, I'm going to jump to visualization and explain every single chart that we used. The first chart is a donut chart. Donut charts are useful when we are going to show the proportion of different segments. Here, the chart indicates the share of each category of customers from the whole sale. We have 4 different customer categories: small businesses, consumers, home office, and corporate. By looking at the chart, you can clearly understand that the biggest share of the sales belongs to corporate segments. Then we have line and a stacked column chart. This kind of chart is actually a combination of column and line charts. By combining these two visuals, you can make a very quick comparison between two sets of measures. The features that we are going to measure in this chart are the total sale and the amount of profit from January to June 2015. The third chart is a line chart. Line charts are useful when we are going to show the information that constantly changes. The line charts are created by plotting a series of several points and connecting them together. Here we are going to show the revenue earned from selling different categories of products. In general, we have 3 product categories: technological, furniture, and office supplies. By looking at the chart, you can understand that technological category sold more than 700,000, and the number is followed by furniture and at the end office supplies. The final item I'm going to explain is a map. Power BI integrates with Bing to provide default map coordinators. In this case, the map has been used to indicate the total sales in different states of America. The benefit of using this kind of map is that by looking at the bubbles, you can get an idea of the amount of sales in different regions. For example, just by looking at the picture, you can understand that the size of bubble here is bigger, so the amount of sales in California is much bigger than Arizona. At the end, I need to ask my friend Faizan to show you the whole dashboard over Power BI and explain more details on charts. Please and thank you.
Thank you, Rihanne, for your great explanation on static charts. I'm taking over to explain the interactive dashboard as a business intelligence analyst. In this dashboard, I have used cards to display the total number of customers, total orders, net profit, total shipping cost, and total sales. I have used a donut chart which depicts the segment-wise sales in which the customer segments are corporate, home office, consumer, and small business. A stacked column chart is used to depict the sales and profit by month, followed by a line chart which shows the sales according to different product category, in which the categories are technology, furniture, and office supplies, followed by a map which shows us the region-wise sales. A scroller is also used to filter out all the charts based on the states and provinces. Monica had predicted that May month sales and profit will decrease, and she also predicted that there will be a positive correlation between sales and profit. So let's click on the April month first to see the changes. As we can see that the segment wise sales, the customer segment small business is contributing 6.17% of the total sales, and office supplies being in demand in the region of New York. And the total customers are 235, the total orders are 220, the net profit is 163.29k, and the total shipping cost is 4.32k, and the total sales being somewhere around 3 million. See from the cards, as the sales increases, the profit also increases. So according to the prophecy made in the month of April, based on sales and the correlation between sales and profit, it was seen that if there is an increase in sales price, then definitely there will be an increase in profit, and vice versa. The month of May to check how exactly the correlation works. So when I click on the month of May, I can see that the customer segment corporate is contributing 5.05% of total sales, and furniture being in demand in the region of California, which produces a sales of 47,487. And we can see that the total number of customers are 231, the total orders are 219, the net profit is 111.52k, and the total sales is 306.57k. As we can see that the total sales and the net profit are correlated. So hence the prediction made by the data scientist is coming into consideration. State-wise or the province-wise sales and have a clear picture of the correlation between the profit and the sales. Coming to the Arizona sales or the province sales, I'm just going to click over it. So as we can see that the corporate segment produces the highest sales among all, which is 49.83% of total sales. And in sales, according to the product category, furniture was over demand over all the other products. And the May month has the highest sales among the first 6 months. As we can also see that the total sales, if the total sales increases, the profit also increases. So there is a positive correlation between the two variables. General picture of my dashboard, I can see that the total customers over all the regions are 1130 in number, ordering the total orders are 1365, and the total sales is 1.92 million, and the net profit is 806.97k. So we can say that there is a relation between sales and profit, and they are positively correlated, and technology being in demand as in comparison to the other product categories. I can conclude that the predictions made by the data scientist Monica are true, and the sales and profit, irrespective of the segment, product category and region, have a positive correlation and have been producing a positive prophecy. Thank you.
So the conclusion is that with increase in sales, the profit also increases in the month of May and decreases with the decrease in sales. It can also be concluded from the charts conducted through Jupyter Notebook and subsequently Power BI that 34.18% of Staples customers belong to corporate category. The percentage is followed by 24.14% of home office consumers. Also, the company's revenue and profit in April is higher in comparison with other 5 months in the first half of the year 2015. Office supplies with 54.9% of records and technology with 24.6% of records most affected the sales distribution. It is also must be mentioned that the total revenue order is based on selling technological products, furnitures and office supplies respectively. Thank you very much.